Today I'm reviewing the Gamesir G5. What is the Gamesir G5? It's a Bluetooth controller for your Android and iOS device. But that's not what you want to hear. The real answer, it's the beefy buff pro athlete of controllers that ushers in a future of what a Bluetooth gamepad can achieve. Before I delve into its many assets, I want to thank Gamesir for providing me this review unit. With that said, I want you folks to know that I am not obligated to provide positive thoughts. Everything in this video is my honest opinion, and in doing so, I hope to guide you in whether or not this product is for you. Wow, I never thought I would make a statement like that. I feel like a real YouTuber. With that said, here's my review for the Gamesir G5. First up, design, look, feel, and everything else that involves your hand and eyes. At first glance, you will be familiar with the left joystick, the D-pad, the triggers, and the traditional grips. Yet be prepared to scratch your head at the missing right joystick. Instead, we have a haptic trackpad, a very responsive one at that. This works as either a joystick, face buttons, or a mouse. Think of it as something to replace the touchscreen. Then you'll notice the plethora of buttons that lay on top and bottom, giving it 8 extra face buttons. Flip it over, and you'll notice 2 extra trigger buttons on back, as well as on top. What in tarnation is going on here? It's like a traditional console controller has been taking performance-enhancing substances. What's this? A removable grip with a USB slot for a mouse or keyboard? Okay, something is definitely going on here. Beforehand, let's talk about how it feels to hold. This device has been fine crafted to match the style we are used to. While it has a sturdiness to it, there is also a plasticky feeling as well. I wouldn't say it feels cheap, just kind of a mixture of the two. Then there is one noticeable difference in terms of clicking. The triggers all use mechanical inputs, kinda like those loud clicky keyboards. For the extra trigger buttons on the back and on top, that's fine. It feels great for those. However, for traditional triggers, it can be a bit distracting and may take some time to get used to. The gamepad is comfortable and futuristic. You just may need to adjust to its added input features. Yet this is a minor complaint, especially once you realize what this thing is capable of. Next up, setup, playing games, and not playing games. Gamesir has marketed this gamepad as the go-to controller for MOBAs, first-person shooters, and battle royale games. This is not just a gimmick, this is where the device shows its true capability. But using this controller for what it is intended for is way more easier said than done. Okay, first download a third-party app from the Gamesir website, then allow this app to acquire every single permission imaginable. I mean, it's so bad that Google red flags it and advises you to absolutely not download. I admit this is scary. If that wasn't enough, you have to launch your game through this app. Essentially, your game will run through an emulator. Does all this sound reasonable, fun, or even safe? No, it doesn't. Yet for some it may be worth it, because once all these shenanigans are complete, you just turned your mobile gaming session into an experience you never experienced. Okay, let's talk about some examples. I launched Rules of Survival, a game recommended by Gamesir. I'm using all kinds of buttons. I'm swiping the trackpad to look around. I'm playing this thing like a console game. It's fantastic, especially because this game doesn't even have controller support. Let's move on to Arena of Valor. I'm casting spells, attacks, and choosing upgrades, all on this handy gamepad. If that wasn't enough, here's the real kicker. You can play games of any assortment and create controller support for them. For instance, here I am playing Tekken Mobile. I can turn a tap-tap fighter into a button-smashing fighter? That's impressive. I can play other games without native controller support and give them that feature. This is the real reason I wanted to test this device, and it's the only reason to use it. You may be asking, how is this possible? That's where the app and its emulation software comes into play. Load up your game, tap on the floating icon, go into the settings, and voila! Every single button command is here. Move any button to a point on the screen, and that button basically becomes your finger. So the usual finger tap is now a button press of your choosing. It's phenomenal, it's fantastic, and it reinvigorates mobile gaming. The possibilities are endless. Tinker away to create your own control scheme, adjust sensitivity, turn the trackpad into buttons or swipes, and just experiment. Oh yeah, that USB input gives you the ability to use PC controls with these games as well. Altogether, I was amazed. Heck, I still am amazed. Yet all is not rainbows and unicorns. Remember when I talked about Google's security issues? It will affect games such as PUBG Mobile, or even if it happens to be a different game of your favor. You really won't know until you try. This main drawback is due to these games recognizing the emulation and blocking it from use. Developers are not keen on emulated software, and may not trust this app. It's a setback for both of us as gamers and the G5 itself. I'm not sure if this is an issue that can be resolved, and in the end it creates a dynamic that will either frustrate you or enlighten you. Now that I've bored you to death with my massive commentary, I'll give you a surprising verdict. The Gamesir G5 retails at $69.99. That's a hefty price tag, and you're wondering if it is worth it for a device that may not even play the games you want it to. As I am new to reviewing products, I'll resort to the good old-fashioned pros and cons before giving my thoughts. Pros: comfortable feel, futuristic design, responsive inputs, customizable controller support. A major pro. Cons: installation and setup is not user-friendly. App security issues. Emulation detection results in unplayable games. Now the moment you've all been waiting for, is it a buy it, a consider it, or a ditch it? The Gamesir G5 clicks, swipes, and button smashes its way in as a buy it and consider it. Yes sir, Gamesir. Okay, let me explain. If you are a super duper hardcore mobile gamer, then this device may just be for you. It gives you complete control over your game, creating a gaming rush that we all strive for. If you like to tinker with settings and create specific commands for gaming on the go, then it's also for you. If you are a FPS fan, a MOBA fan, or just a fan of next-gen gamepads for your mobile device, then this product is a dream come true. As long as you don't mind the cumbersome initial setup, the button mapping, or the unknown source download. On to the considering. I suggest at least looking into this product. Weigh the pros and cons, do some research, and at least flirt with the idea that this controller might fit your needs. Yet if any of the cons are too much for you, then you may want to pass, especially if the price far outweighs your interest. However, this controller does give you options to gameplay that you've never seen before, and for that, it achieves what it set out to do. This handy device may be ahead of its time. In that aspect, the future looks fantastic for mobile gaming. Altogether, I hope this video at least gave you enough insight to make an informed decision. I'll leave a link to Gamesir's website in the description. What you do from there is totally up to you. With everything said and done in this video, I'm eager to re-download every mobile game I've played, tinker with controls, and just explore what the Gamesir G5 is capable of. As always, thanks for watching, Tiny Little Games. Please subscribe to support my channel, like for more product reviews, and ring that notification bell for video updates. Fun fact: I have social media sites for Tiny Little Games. Isn't that crazy?